Hey there, students. I just wanted to take a few moments to look at the method we're going to be using to gather information from the text sets that answer that prompt for your informational writing revisited unit that we're doing, the essay that you're going to be writing. So the method we're using here is called the what I see, what I think, and what that is. And it's really just an information gathering. It's to help kind of sift through the reading that you're doing. So as we go through each one of these things, I'm going to give you kind of an example. Okay, we'll go through a sample from Seed Folks to help you out. So in the what I see, what it says is this is where you list evidence from the text, direct quotes or paraphrases that relates to this topic. Now I suggest you find direct quotes as best you possibly can. Or if you're going to paraphrase, kind of try to keep it pretty tight around a section of the text. But this will ultimately become your evidence, that available evidence, that is, for your essay. You might not be using all of this, but it's really gathering a bunch of information and saying, okay, what's the best evidence for this? So let's take a look at an example from Seed Folks. So say we were looking at, this is going to be for Kim and her time starting the garden. And say we're going to be looking at how she shows determination, right, or resilience or something like that. So reading through this, there's a whole bunch of stuff. Now I looked at this and I know there's some easier stuff here. There's stuff like about how I did so now, picking my way through tires and trash bags. I nearly stepped on 2 rats. Then I told myself I must sow my bravery. A lot of people use that one, so I'm going to go with something a little bit different. Go to the next paragraph, and I said, I took out my spoon and began to dig. The snow had melted, but the ground was hard. After much work, I finished 1 hole, then a second, then a third. So all right, I copied that guy, and then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move it into, I'm going to move it into this. So to do that, I got to move back. There we go. I'm going to escape out of that guy, and I'm going to be able to pop that in there. I'm just going to go ahead and Control V, so I've got that in there. If I want to put quotes in, I can. So from there, I'm going to need to say, all right, so what do I think about this information, right? So what do I think this proves about it? So right, it says, this is where you explain the evidence you found and how it relates to the topic of your paragraph. So this is maybe overcoming a hardship or something along those lines, right? So what would I put here? Well, Kim, right? So Kim demonstrates determination and resilience because she doesn't let the hard soil stop her, right? Oops. Okay, so something like that. It doesn't have to be super crazy, just kind of your thoughts. What's off the top of your head for that, okay? Now, from there, you go, what that is. Now, this is ultimately trying to boil that, what I think and what I see down to either a short word or phrase. And you can use maybe a couple things. So I use the word resilience. Now I could use determination. I could use something else, maybe a synonym of those things. But I'm gonna stick with resilience, or whatever. Right. So resilience works, and that just gives me an idea of this is what it demonstrates about her. This is maybe a trait of that that capability that she's showing there. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. Now we go through 5 iterations of that, okay, for every single, I'm going to go ahead and go to the next slide, every single one of the 4 texts that we're looking at, okay? So you're going to have more than enough evidence. You're going to have more than enough analysis in some ways that you've put in here. But ultimately that's going to be assisting you in completing your text set notes on this note catcher, and it will offer you that evidence so you can kind of sift through all of that evidence as you're writing your essay and saying, okay, what are the main points that I find that really help support this prompt that I've chosen to write about, okay? So that's ultimately what this is going to do. It should be able to assist you in its information gathering through those text sets to answer that main prompt, okay? So if you have any questions, you know where to find me, or you can just go ahead and watch this video again. Thanks for watching. And I look forward to seeing how you guys are doing on your notes. Thanks. Bye, guys.